I have a murder dog between my legs. It's Tres de Mayo. During this podcast, I'll be treating myself to a Modelo Chelada or two.
What is Tres de Mayo?
It's the 3rd of May. Literally just a date.
All right.
But it's 2 days before Cinco de Mayo, which I believe is
like
Mexican.
the countdown.
It's Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah. No, I know it's Cinco de Mayo.
Is that Mexican Independence Day?
I think so.
I just know everyone gets really excited, wants to eat tacos.
What's the Day of the Dead? That's different, right?
Dia de Muerte.
Yeah.
Definitely a different day.
All right.
I think it's in February or something. I might have to check. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not up on my Hispanic cultural days.
You know who we should get on a podcast for Cinco de Mayo?
Who?
Bobby Cinco. Bobby Cinco de Mayo.
I approve of this message. I've been dropping the ball for almost a year on reaching out to him. P.S. This is not good. It's not.
Was it like one of those like clam beers?
There is no clam juice in this that I know of. This is con refrescante sabor de tomate, sal, limón, además de tamarindo y chile chipotle.
I don't get the fucking clam juice beer thing, man.
Clamato?
Yeah.
Me either. But this tastes much like that.
Minus
a little tangy seafoodness.
People must have been doing it, right?
It is the Mexican Army's victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla, May 5th, 1862, under the leadership of Ignacio Zaragoza, which, is interesting.
I wonder if that's who the town in Spain is named after.
It is not, I believe, because it's the Mexican Army's victory. But
maybe
it is
maybe he's not named after that dude, but he's from the family that the city is named after.
I have a tattoo of the Maid of Zaragoza.
Really?
Yeah, this is the woman who gave the finger to Napoleon Bonaparte's army.
Shit.
Yeah, the Napoleonic Wars when they invaded Spain.
Have you been to Spain?
I have.
Where in Spain?
I have been to Barcelona, and that is, well, that's not true. I also went to some Spanish enclave across the way from Morocco that I don't remember the name of.
Not the Canary Islands?
I took a ferry. I got really drunk. And then a cabbie tried to rob me, and I jumped out of the moving cab. It successfully stopped him, though. Like, there were 2 other people in the car, and he was like, I'm taking you back this other place. I was like, no, you're not. And I jumped out and did a roll and tore the leg of my pants.
Really?
But then he stopped and yelled at me, and the other people got out, too.
All right.
One of the people who was with me had given me their camera. It was in my pocket. I broke it.
Cool.
I still haven't paid him back for it. Something I experienced a small amount of guilt for.
A friend of mine from high school got almost kidnapped in Argentina and managed to escape by getting out of a moving car. So,
I mean, you got to weigh what's better. Like, I don't want to be held hostage by an angry, half Moroccan, half Spanish cabbie.
No, fuck no, man. He was taking a piss in a bathroom in like a club. And
this sounds like the story is going to go a different direction.
Well, he got a weird feeling like, hey, there's open urinals, but I can feel that there's dudes like standing behind me just looking at me.
Again, the story is going in a good direction.
So why the fuck are dudes staring at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is getting weird. So he finishes taking a piss, like goes to wash his hands. They let him wash his hands.
Well, because who wants to kidnap or jerk off someone with dirty hands?
Right.
I mean, that is the point, right? They're going to jerk this guy off?
No, I mean, who knows what was going to happen. But these 2 guys grab him. He fucking manages to kick one of them in the balls or something. That guy, goes down temporarily. The other guy grabs him. He runs out of the bathroom. And outside the bathroom, there's 2 other dudes waiting. So
this just sounds like an aggressive, foiled gang rape.
Maybe. They grab him and fucking take him outside. He's like, all the bouncers like moved away from the doors as they were getting, like, it was clearly a fucking...
Man, these are well-connected homosexual rapists.
Yeah. And they throw him in a car. Fortunately, he had fucking disabled the 4th guy because otherwise he would have had one guy on each side in the back seat. But it was just him. They didn't lock the fucking doors. He's like, they started driving away. We got like 2 blocks. And as they went to round a corner and slowed down, I was like, fuck this.
For certain. Yeah. No,
but
don't want to hang around.
No, I didn't. I was surprised. Like, I don't think Argentina is like a hotbed of kidnapping.
I mean, I feel like if you're an attractive white woman, odds are that your chances of getting kidnapped there are
greater. But this was like a drunk, portly dude.
Do you think they wanted his organs?
who knows, man? I mean, he's not a really wealthy guy or from a really wealthy family.
Does he look wealthy?
Maybe. I mean, he's well kept. Is that the right way to put it?
He grooms himself.
Have you been to Argentina?
I have not. I would like to go.
I bet you would love Argentina.
I want to go down south so much. I want to go to Patagonia, and I want to stay there for like 60 days.
We need
for
to
my
go,
mental health.
We need to go dove hunting.
Oh, this is murder dove time, right?
Yeah.
Like this is where like we just my shoulder says no more, and the birds just fall from the sky like 3 at a time as I shoot at them.
Dude, the first time I went down there.
This is the hunt that Brent and Bill are like, it's not hunting. The perfect kind.
Dude, first of all, let me say this about the whole it's not hunting thing. Everyone has their own line, and I can appreciate you as an individual.
This is Brent's line.
Right? Yeah, you as an...
I didn't draw first blood.
I only hunt man.
Yeah. I mean, Brent will hunt animals. He just only wants to do it in the least comfortable conditions possible.
You know, but what I'm saying is that this is a fucking sliding scale, a continuum of what
kind
is
of like
it?
a Kinsey scale.
Yeah, like what does it take to be quote unquote legit, right? Is it the terrain? Is it the weapon that you use? I mean, I think that whatever you decide is your challenge is totally cool. I do think that it either end of the continuum, and I don't think this is a circular continuum, but I think at either end of the continuum are 100% like badassery and 100% this is super fucking lame, and everyone can agree on that. But where that line in the sand gets drawn, I think
it's probably dependent on a lot of other like emotional concerns as well too.
I mean, I think that
how much do you love animals? You know, like how much do you have
I don't even think it's about that. I think the whole
scale's
idea
different for everybody,
of like you go on a website or you call a ranch,
you pick the animal you want,
and you're like, dude, you know, I only want 180 class deer.
I dated a girl that owned one of those places before I got married. She was rad.
I'm sure she was
she
cool.
She loved all the animals. Like she knew the animals, and it was an emotional event for her when someone would make arrangements to shoot one of said animals. She'd like have a it was a very.
I feel like that's not the right type
thing.
of person to own a place like that.
She was perfect for it. She was rad, like really. Right. But it was also like there was a weird connection. Like she really, really liked those animals.
Yeah, I think most of the ranch owners I've met have not had that connection.
No. Also, though, I mean, she had a small selection of super exotics. Right. So, like, I think that maybe it was a little different.
Sure, but my point though is that it's not really fair chase hunting. For me, I think the line gets drawn.
But what is fair chase hunting like? Is this like where you must ride an unsaddled pony and attack them with a recurve? Well, no, that's the whole thing.
I mean, I had this argument years ago with someone that was like, you know, if you're hunting white-tailed deer out of a tree stand and you're using a feeder, that's bullshit. I'm like, what's the difference between using a feeder and like hunting over a farmer's field? You know, like in one, maybe you don't.
This would not attract me. If
dude, don't feel like you have to drink that shit.
I do.
To like prove
I got
a point.
it. No, I absolutely do. You're saying the exact opposite of truth. These have been purchased to celebrate a day that is upcoming.
Reverse psychology, man.
I'm going to enjoy them with this face.
You should have like a sombrero koozie that goes like all the way to the top.
That would be cultural appropriation. I mean, honestly, I think this is cultural appropriation too.
It is if that's why you're drinking it.
It doesn't taste good. But I am committed. I've done dumber things.
You know, we should have got to play this event tomorrow at our little open house is Mariachi El Bronx.
Oh, man. That would have been so good. I wouldn't have done anything but listen to him.
No.
Been a poor social event. Speaking of social events, this is all predicated on the fact that we're going to have a Quattro de Mayo bonfire minus a bonfire. There was supposed to be a band that was going to come and play. They bailed on us.
Dude, it's just going to be a brofest, man.
I am hoping, like, currently there's a place in town called the House at Gatewood here in Hillsboro. My God, it's fucking delicious barbecue. I'm a Texan, and I went there and was very skeptical. Like we sat down, I was like, this place has great ambiance. The place is beautiful. Like they've done a really great job with it. And Kim was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, me either. I'm gonna get something. And I did not order the brisket because I have such a high standard for what good brisket is that I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm not going to let him ruin it. So I ordered some kind of stuffed fish. Man.
Stuffed fish?
Yeah, it was like a stuffed salmon of some kind.
All right.
That is what you order when you want to be disappointed.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like,
it sounds gross.
I'm here at this place. I'm picking the thing that I think is going to disappoint. The greatest chance to be ruined. It was fucking fantastic.
Really?
I just crushed the whole thing. I just sucked it down. I mean, the first bite, I was like, oh, so good. And Kim, of course, doesn't know good barbecue from like another man's, genitalia. So she ordered brisket, and I'm like, I'll have a bite. And I got a bite, and I was like, holy fuck, like this is really good.
I got to check that place.
Great barbecue.
We'll
You're going to check it out tomorrow, man. But they agreed to cater this event for us, and they're going to cater for what I think the number of people are going to show up is, and they're going to do it at a very reasonable price because they're cool as fuck. And hopefully everyone enjoys it so much that they go over and they treat their old lady to a meal at the house at Gatewood, a fine eating establishment.
We'll see how it goes. You know what barbecue I was disappointed
Shameless plug.
What is I may have to look it up on my phone. What's the famous barbecue place outside of Austin?
In Austin or outside?
It's outside of
Austin.
Austin.
So Cooper's in Llano is probably the most famous.
No, this was like, you walk in, they've got a fucking giant like fire thing going, and it's like family style seating, and
that's Cooper's. Is it in Llano? The town is Llano, but it's Llano. It's just outside of.
Let me take a look. It's definitely not Cooper's.
Cooper's is the shit, but also Cooper's does a really weird dry rub, like a pepper thing that's better on ribs than it is on brisket. In my mind, I've honestly not. I have mixed emotions. I have an emotional connection to Cooper's barbecue because of when I've eaten it and how good it is in that sense. But like going back and eating it as an adult, I feel as though maybe it's let me down.
Man, this is going to fucking bug the shit out of me. But
also, I am getting messages from Ian Simpson, who will be here tomorrow, and we need to do a podcast with Ian before the party starts.
All right.
Because he is riding here. Ian is literally, he's Brian and I's good friend from the Q course. So for our listeners, he is the 21st century personification of Black Dynamite. He is a DJ of a social justice radio station in the D.C. area. He is a very lyrical rapper. He's like 6'3" and made out of like chiseled marble. He's a very handsome dude with like an 8-inch fro who dresses like a pimp from a 1970s movie all the time. He also is very flamboyant. He is. So be warned, the Ian Simpson podcast might offend your sensibilities. But
that's all right.
He is entertaining.
I like being offended.
He is coming here from D.C. on a bus, and I am going to pick him up at 9:30 at the Durham bus station. I told him, I was like, bro, why would you do that? I would have flown you down here. And he's like, I need the time. It's cool, bro. I'm like, right on. So maybe he's writing something or being contemplative. It's possible that he's just preparing himself for hanging out with my goofy ass for 2 days.
You never know.
Nope. You don't. You're still looking at this barbecue place, aren't you?
I feel like I'm not going to be able to find it now.
Yes.
It's really driving me crazy. We may need to get
Is
Nick.
it in Austin?
No. It's like outside. It's
So
like
there's the hipster place that's super famous now. That's like the world capital. Like it was in the Amex commercial. What's that place?
That's what I'm trying to figure out,
No,
man.
it's not. It's not with the place.
I went to Austin and I was there with a guy that used to live in Austin. He was like, we got to go to this barbecue place.
Did you wait in line for like forever?
No, dude, this place was like a fucking compound. I bet it seats 500 people.
Are you talking about Stubbs?
No. Man, this is gonna drive me crazy.
Well, I'm confused because I would have ridiculed you if you'd said Stubbs because people are like, oh, it's so good. And it's like, come on now.
Is that the one that sells the sauce that's in the grocery stores?
Yep.
Nah, dude. You know what? My feeling on that is that if you get to that point, it's fucking over.
And
like if I can buy your shit in like Food Lion,
and you're not thinking about Franklin,
you've totally sold out. It's not Franklin.
Okay.
It's outside of Austin.
You say that, but I feel like tourists don't understand the sprawl of urban Texas cities. So they're like, it's outside of the city. You're like, well, but not really.
No, like Franklin is like in
It's East Austin, yeah.
right?
Barely East Austin. Like, still gentrified East Austin. It's not like Sam's. Sam's barbecue is where you go in Austin if you want that good stuff. Their slogan is, "You don't need no teeth to eat our beef."
I like that.
Yep.
All right, best 50 barbecue joints in Texas.
I would like to point out, too, this is a perfect example of why we call this the bottom of the barrel.
We need to get Nick in here, I think. And
Sinise?
Yeah, in the future so that he can be doing this kind of fucking internet searching.
Are we going to turn him into Baba Booey?
Maybe. We talked about it before.
He can do sound effects. Boing!
I might have to just text my buddy Tim and see what he says.
Is it less effective when I do it with my mouth than it is if it's like a digital hit the button? Boing, 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 boing.
It is. I'm going to just text Tim right now. So. Anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to have this event tomorrow, and we have no idea how many people are coming. We have no real idea what we're going to do. We do know that we're going to have food, and we have craft cocktails and beer. Hopefully I will have eaten or drunk, I don't know how you phrase it when it's a thick tomato base, but all of these chiladas, so I won't have to look at them again.
Think of it as you're drinking like an alcoholic V8. It's
literally that.
It's like a Bloody Mary light.
Yes, it is that. And I'm trying to enjoy it, but it's too, like, it's not spicy enough to be a Bloody Mary type thing.
Right.
And it's not, it doesn't have enough of a bite either. So it's kind of like, we're in this weird middle space.
I'm going to circle back to a totally different topic.
As well you should.
If I can bring you back to a year and a half ago.
Okay. Am I going to remember this?
I think so.
Okay.
One of the things that came up in the office today was Bill's idea of you and Christian, one of you guys getting a tattoo.
Jesus, this
right?
is the worst ever. I will remember this now.
I actually don't think that I don't think that that's the right setup.
I think that we should have a running tally, and whoever hits 15 wins first gets to pick a large tattoo for Bill. Flip that script.
If Bill is in the tattoo bet, then
guess
sure.
what, Bill? It's a face tattoo.
So, no, I was thinking the fact that, like, right before you left for Iraq, I was talking about getting hand tattoos, which I don't think I really want anymore.
I do remember.
And you left this open-ended bet. And the reason I'm thinking of it was, one, the tattoo thing that came up earlier. What's going on here?
I hit the button and my seat fell, and I feel like I'm
super short.
This is really complicated. Keep talking.
What is going on with you, man?
I'm fixing the seat.
All right.
Maybe.
So
there we go. And I'm tall again.
Perfect. That combined with the fact that I'm losing weight now.
Oh, are we going back on the penis bet?
Yeah, I don't actually want you to get a dick tattoo.
I do want to get. I don't want a dick tattoo. I want you to be inspired to lose weight, and I feel like the idea of me getting a penis tattooed on myself is a motivation.
Dude, I'm down like 15 pounds now. So,
but 80 was the bet, right?
No, 80 wasn't the bet.
It was the bet.
I don't think there
it was 80. It was a bit because I felt confident.
It wasn't about the number of pounds lost. It was about getting to
a certain weight.
Yeah.
What was the weight?
200.
Ooh. What? Do we want to talk about what that means right now?
Not yet. Let's wait till we get a little closer.
I'm cool with it. I don't know what you'd look like at 200 pounds, by the way. I feel like it would be problematic.
I'd look like a fucking, like one of those like cyclists.
Yeah, you're like a
type
you're
dudes.
6'2", right?
I'm like 6'1", but
so when you're 5'9", like me, everyone over 6 feet tall is 6'4".
I
You're
feel like
this guy's super tall.
I feel like at 215, I look really like thin.
Okay, so why would you want to get 200?
Well, just so that you would have to get a penis tattoo.
Oh, but I mean, I am okay with as long as it's not on my face or hands. Also, I feel like if this whole bet was circled around me getting a hand tattoo of a SOFLETE spade, I would be like, oh, Aaron's just going to lose his weight and fire me.
Ouch. I'm not going to go there, but I will say that I don't think it's fair that there was like only incentive for me in terms of.
We only cared about you doing. We wanted you to do this thing.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw it out there.
Oh, we're going to change this now.
I'm not going to change it. What I'm going to say is that I want to be supportive of you the same way you've been supportive of me.
This is bad.
So, if there is some type of personal growth.
Oh, I thought you were going to suggest what the
challenge.
personal growth thing was.
No, I'm not going to go there, man. It's just going to let you stew over the
I
weekend.
thought you were going to say something like, Doug, if you can go for 3 months without taking personal phone calls before 9 a.m.
I knew you weren't going to let that go, man. I knew that was going to be the fucking thorn.
We should talk about that today. End of year, like what do you call them? They're not productivity counselings. It's like
a review.
A review, yeah. Like we are now doing them in this office. Like I knew we had crossed the Rubicon when it was. We are a real company now. When we've decided that we're going to institute yearly reviews. It's good. It's not bad. It's just we are moving towards real company systems.
Yeah.
So I came in for my end of year review just to tell a story, and it was good. Like everything was generally positive. I mean, Aaron and I fight like, I would say
in
brothers.
a productive way.
Yeah, but it's mostly like old Jewish wives and like.
Yeah, but let me say this too, man. Like, if we always got along, the company would be worse off for
No,
it.
I agree with that. And
Right?
I don't. There are certain things that I take personally, but I let you know immediately. I'm like, hey, I take that personally.
That's fine. But I mean,
but in general, like the productivity thing or the review was good, but it was funny because at the end of it, you can't have a review where everything's positive. You have to talk about things that like need to be improved. And Aaron's like, I would like to help you become more productive. And what I'm going to say. Oh no!
If we're gonna have this conversation here, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Are you saying that you think that you do an awesome job of
time
personal
management?
time management?
No, not at all. But it works for me. It's like when there's a pile of shit in your house and your wife is like, I'm going to clean that up for you. And she moves all those things around and she's like, there's a system and it's orderly. And I listened to Marie Kondo and things didn't spark joy and I threw them away. You're welcome. And you're like, where the fuck is all my stuff? Like, my whole system is ruined.
I agree with that. But
So-
if you had done the Marie Kondo thing, you would be happier.
I don't know if that's true.
I believe it is.
I like entropy. I like chaos. I am more productive. There are definitely moments where, like, I feel like I work better under stress anyway. So there are moments where the stress builds too high and I peak and it's like, this is too much. And I am like really like, raging and over it. And then things get done and we like start back over again, building more stress. I have spent years trying to figure out how to be better at time management. And trying to do things to be better at it is only more stressful to me than just being scattered all over the place. But it is hilarious because Aaron was like, I'm going to help you work on your personal time management. And I'm like, that's cool.
I believe you are mischaracterizing.
But no, it wasn't shitty. You said straight up, you said, and what I'm going to say next may be a little cunty, but I'm going to say it anyway.
That's true.
And then he was like, for instance, I've noticed.
No, what I was trying to do.
Yep.
Let me interrupt
It was
you.
an example.
Wasn't an example. What I said multiple times was I am going to try and avoid a possible being the key word,
Sounding cunty.
future situation.
Well,
right?
Especially after I talked about it, then you were like, no, this is less about you and more about me saying, like, I see where this is growing, which I accept. But also it made me laugh when you said it because I was like, motherfucker. Like, do you remember the
Well, now you need to say what it was.
No, he's like, I come in sometimes, like I've come in early in the morning, like, cause I'm like the first person here because I have ADD like a motherfucker.
Most of the time.
My Adderall is kicking in. You and I fight it out sometimes. I'm not saying this like say I'm here before everyone. I'm just saying I have crazy ADD. I drop my kid off at school at 7:45. It is easiest for me to come directly here without pass and go, without collecting $200.
Yeah.
It ensures that I get here, I can sit in front of my computer and I can look at all the things, the emails, the content stuff. I'm like, okay, what does the day look like? Like, like arrange the board. So Aaron has been getting in earlier as well, which is great. But it just means that my best intentions of being here by myself early are thwarted by the fact that Aaron and I talk about like Game of Thrones and like what we're going to do for like marketing strategy. It's like, man, these 2 hours that used to be really productive for me are less productive also. Aron has walked in on me having like deep conversations about personal matters several times, which are not work related. So Aron was like, I've come in early and like you've been talking about personal things on the phone. And I'm like, can I not take personal calls in the office anymore, Aron? We're going to hire Terry Tate to fucking tackle me and then be like, no personal calls on work time, Doug.
That is 100% not what I said, and you know that.
But no, I mean, that is certainly how I took it. But it made me laugh because I was like, this is it? This is it? Like, we're going to work on my personal, like, my time management based on that. It's only slightly...
Dude, you're making me sound like a total dick.
No, it was a dick thing to say, and you admitted it, as you said it.
I didn't say it was a dick thing.
You said it. When you said it, you were like, this is probably going to come off as a dick thing, but
because I knew you were going to take it that way. I knew you were going to take it as a cunny thing. What I was trying to do, like I said, is avoid...
Doug, I don't want you to work 12 hours a day and then rub the 12 hours a day in my face. Noted. I work so much here. Well, technically, you spend a significant portion of your time cruising the internet and taking personal calls. I've been recording you for weeks.
In fact... If you'd like to look at this chart.
Yeah, the camera that we're using to film this thing right now, I've had Raven put together a chart. As a matter of fact, Raven is going to fire you now. She's going to take your position.
I think there's no question
that Raven is going to fire me one day.
Well, all of us, that 3 years from now, Raven will be the CEO.
Dude, she's like Skynet. We hired a 23-year-old college graduate who is better at us than everything.
Her comment about not using the big bathroom because there's too much empty space and someone could be hiding and that's how people get killed was definitely the Office comment of the week. So
she kills me, man.
She's our Arya Stark, man.
She's going to do it. I don't know if that's a fair parallel yet, but she has killed a bear.
I mean, I haven't seen her wear dead people's faces, but
that is the one thing that I really am like, man, I want to do that.
Where's
from Game of
dead
Thrones.
person's
yeah,
face?
where dead people's faces, just be like,
You mean
someone
like
else now?
All right, so in the Game of Thrones style, not just like put.
No,
some,
I don't want to just wear someone's face as a mask. That would be weird.
That would be super fucking weird, man.
I have a story about that I can't tell.
You have to tell it.
I can't because it implicates people in a job where I'm not allowed to talk about what they do.
All right.
But let's just say that, hypothetically speaking, people that work with cadavers have a high degree of irreverence for bodies used for science.
Oh, for sure. I knew a girl in college whose father almost got kicked out of medical school for he and a friend cut penises off of male cadavers.
They're all brown.
And
black.
Tied them to their ankle so that they could go and like do like the leg, crossing the leg so the pant leg would get pulled up. Like
they wear clothes on them?
Dick would be... No.
They would tie them on their ankles?
Their ankles.
Oh, that is bad.
That's fucked up. Walking around with some dead guy's dick just tied to your ankle.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I have witnessed.
Those are the type of people to become surgeons, man.
Did you listen to, speaking of, we often reference podcasts. Did you listen to Dr. Death?
Mm-mm.
It's very good about weird surgeons.
Dude, the people I know that as adults party the hardest
or surgeons
are fucking doctors.
That's
like specialist doctors.
That's the point of this podcast. This dude was crushing mountains of cocaine and staying up until like 4 a.m. before he did surgeries and then just fucking like botching the surgeries so bad that people died.
Dude, every time I've been to Vegas with a larger group for like a bachelor party or something like that.
These taste better now.
And there's a doctor in the group. Not like a physician, like a general practitioner, but someone that's either like a surgeon or a fucking urologist or like some kind of like specialist that does some type of operating room.
A gynecologist.
Gynecologist. Those guys are always the ones that bring the drugs and fucking party the most. Hands down.
I mean, they won't be expected to conduct a surgery in Vegas, so I guess that's a win.
Yeah, I think it's a personality thing.
Do you think that the medical board or whoever it is that like represents all those doctors is going to bring a libel suit against us on this, or are we allowed to speak from anecdotal experience?
I think we're allowed to speak from anecdotal experience, but I think it also speaks to how people handle different types of stress differently. So when I just got out of college, one of my roommates was in medical school, and yeah, maybe like a year or so out of college. And then we were having a party at our house. I was talking to this guy who was about to go into his surgery residency. And, you know, he was like, man, he's like, I don't know how you handle the stress on the trading desk, like losing money like that.
Public masturbation.
I'm like, dude,
it's not my money.
like no one's going to fucking die on my watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not like cutting.
But if you
dudes'
fuck
bodies
it
open.
up so bad, someone might kill themselves.
That
You've never
person
really
would,
thought about that?
it would only be me.
No, I mean, like, if you lose someone else's money, they might just, like, hurl themselves off a roof because their personal, like, identity is in that money.
That's not the type.
I feel like those people are the ones that kill themselves the most.
It's the people that lose the money.
I realize that has no real, like, number to substantiate
I think
that.
you're making this up.
I mean, of course I am. I watched Hollywood movies where people, like, are bankrupt and they just hurl themselves off buildings.
Yeah, but the people that hurl themselves off buildings are people that are bankrupt of their own volition.
You don't think that it was through someone else, like they invested somewhere? And I mean, you're not going to kill yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like the people you ruined by losing their money.
Oh, dude, look at the Bernie Madoff thing. I don't think any of those people killed themselves.
Did they not?
I
The
don't think
Enron
so.
guys did, right?
Questionable.
Oh, you think
It was never
murdered?
proven that one guy killed himself.
Is it conspiracy theory time?
I don't know that it's conspiracy theory. I think it's one of those things that it.
Was it Brian? Have we talked on this podcast
We
about
did talk
conspiracy
about
theories?
that,
And
yeah.
Brian's saying that it's just some way for weak-minded people to like have a leg up on others.
I don't know about that, but
Brian's like, conspiracy theories are just for dumb people. I was like, oh, fair.
in general, I would agree with that. But I believe that we may have talked about the Enron guy who maybe not committed suicide.
Didn't we talk about the guy that did it? There was some other company. I don't know. Someone was tied to. There was. I'm really going back in the old gray area, and I'm missing.
We're both so old, man. We're going to have the same 5 podcast episodes over and over again.
Oh, who wants to join a cult?
Fuck, man. I cannot believe how many people
So
unsolicited
apparently we have
raise the hand.
we have at least
do it.
30 people
Send me in.
who are willing to join a cult at our guidance, which I think
Coach,
technically
Coach,
means
put me in.
that
Put
we
me in.
have started a cult. If 30 people are willing to join a cult because we suggested it,
100%, man.
we Aaron and I are the godfathers of the bottom of the barrel cult.
D. Ron Hubbard right here.
D. Ron Hubbard.
Dude,
My
start
thetans are getting low. I'm gonna have to drink another chilada.
the cult of the chilada. Man, if you could convince people to drink that shit all the time and like
Still not delicious. But it is better than it was to begin with. My burps are overpowering the taste of the actual beverage.
it, dude, drink the second one. I'm sure you'll enjoy it even more.
Why would you do this to me?
You don't. It's not a challenge.
No, it's you say that all the time. It's always a challenge. Like we just put ice. We just
It's
put
not a
ice in a
challenge.
bucket, and you're like, how many bags? I literally asked you an innocent question. How many bags of ice will go in there? And you're like, 10. Do you think that that's enough? And then literally, I see your face as you and Brian walks up and is like, I think it needs 20. And like, or whatever the answers were.
He said 6.
6. Yeah, no, it's low. He
We
went
were
low.
talking about different size bags of ice.
And also talking about different actual volumes because you were talking about filling up both of them and Brian thought you meant one.
I said 100 pounds of ice. He said 120 pounds of ice.
And we got 160.
Yeah.
And it did the job.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because I could tell that you guys wanted to make a bet about it. It was like a challenge. Like guessing how much ice went in the trash cans was a challenge into itself.
I'll bet on that shit. I love betting on shit like
I know
that.
you do. What was the last thing? You challenged me to some bet. You're like, let's put money on it. By the way, I still owe Brent $100 because
For what?
I didn't sell 100 tickets to the bonfire that we canceled. Because in a fit of argument between me and him, he was like, $100 says you can't
it
sell
was
100 tickets, and I was like, bets on, motherfucker.
It was the tiny marshmallows, which I had to throw away.
Oh yeah, you did want to do. You wanted me.
They started to congeal on
You
the
wanted
top.
me to eat all of them, like a 5-pound bag of them, which was how many calories?
I want to say 6,000 calories.
Was it that? I think it was more. I don't remember.
I think it was 6,000.
It was a high number of calories, and you wanted me to eat them all. I'm like, well, I can eat all those. And then you were like,
You said it.
no, I think I can eat all of them. And
Yeah.
then you were like, in 30 minutes. And I was like, why the fuck would you put that condition on it? Because I was so confident that I could eat them?
Because, dude, if it's open-ended, it could be over a month. I mean,
That's fair, but half an hour. Was I supposed to negotiate my time window? Like,
sure. What do you? Fine. What do you think you could do, man?
Are we ordering another bag of marshmallows?
I'll get another bag. What do you think? 2 hours?
Jesus.
I'm worried about you getting pancreatitis.
My stomach is currently really focused on processing a chilada, and the idea of eating 5 pounds of marshmallows is like...
My rule is that it's really hard, I think, to consume more than 4,000 calories in 30 minutes.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. Unless you just put grease on hot dogs and just kind of...
Even then, I'm telling you what I have observed and found personally in my participation.
How many hot dogs does it take to get to 4,000 calories?
I don't know.
Minus carbohydrates, because I don't want to eat the buns.
You have to eat the buns.
I just want to eat the slippery little baby dicks.
No, man, you got to eat the buns. That's part of it, right?
Is it?
Hot dog eating competitions? Hot dog nutrition.
Don't they just slide them down their throat like sword swallowing? And they fall into the stomach and like wander around?
I don't think so. Hot dog. Is it a sandwich, first of all, or not a sandwich?
It's a good Google search.
It just made me think of the fact that I feel like that's an argument now. So, calories. Standard beef hot dog has 148 calories.
Just the hot dog or with the bun?
Primarily made from pork, 204 calories. That's just the hot dog.
I'm going to have them be kosher.
All right, so beef,
Jewish.
let's say 150 calories. And hot dog bun is, let's see here.
It's only like 15 with the bun.
It can't be that much.
No, I mean, it's only like 15 hot dogs with the bun.
One bun is 130 calories from 24 grams of carbs.
So we'll just say 300 calories to be round.
Yeah.
Per. So 12, like 14 hot dogs.
That's a lot.
I can eat 6 at a baseball game recreationally. I
Right.
feel like 14 can't be that bad. In fact, people are disgusted by the fact that I will eat 6 hot dogs at a baseball game.
6 is a lot.
They're delicious.
I think it's easier to...
I'm allowed to prep them with relish and hot dog and mustard so that they taste good to me.
Here's the thing. Protein, it feels like it fills you up. So when you think about eating that meat, like you think about the fact that you're getting that like satiated?
Yeah.
Satiated feeling. Yeah. Is that the right way to say that? So. Satiation, is that a word?
I mean, it is now.
Brian will certainly correct me.
There will be a
I'm
comment
sure.
on this.
But
and then the box will pop up and says, no, there won't be.
Right?
Yeah. You don't know me.
I think it's easier to trick yourself into being able to eat more things like donuts, which you're like, oh, it's all fluff. It fucking can squish it down to a ball super tiny, and I could eat a fucking 100 of those things. The fact is that they're still super dense with calories from like fat and sugar. And I think that at 4,000 calories in 30 minutes, no matter like how dense the food is, whether it's, just fucking cubes of fat or whatever.
How many eggs? So 30 eggs. How many calories is that?
Man, we definitely need Nick in here on this one.
I mean, I'm only asking because it's like a Cool Hand Luke thing where I feel like that's the gold standard of what no man can eat.
All right, so
it's 30 eggs, right?
78 calories for a large egg.
That's it?
And it is obviously mostly protein.
Yep. Fat too, but
so 30 eggs is only 2,400 calories.
No man can eat 30,
right?
Supposedly
30 like scrambled eggs.
I mean,
like
I think they're hard-boiled eggs.
I can't stand the smell of hard-boiled eggs, man.
It's the smell that bothers you?
Yeah.
It's the thick, hard, dense. Like if they were medium boiled, so it was like a creamy yolk, it's much easier for me to consume than the idea of like hard boiled is like
the smell is so fucking repulsive. I am next to like seat reclining on airplanes. I think the fucking
oh man, we're about to start a fire right now. Aaron is of the opinion that the greatest travesty of the modern era is the reclining airplane seat.
Modern airplane era. Yeah. Dude, you reclining your seat does not make you more comfortable.
I paid for this 6 inches to lean back.
It totally fucks the person behind you.
Good.
No, man. It's
these are also the reasons why
it is a dick
Aaron
move.
is confronted with the conundrum when traveling with his family. When his wife books coach seats for the whole family and Aron books a first class seat and is like,
that has never happened.
No, but every time that there's been, I recall the look of despair on your face when you had a coach seat booked for you and you were told that you could book a first class one if you wanted it, and you were torn.
Yeah,
you were like,
it's the wife trap, man.
Yep, you're like, man,
the checkmate move.
That first class seat is calling my name.
I don't care if you do this. Sure, go ahead. No, seriously, it's fine.
The real thing you should do.
This is, you know what? That is a move that is like me mentioning the time wasting thing to you.
Oh yeah.
3 years from now would get brought up. Remember when you booked that first class ticket?
Oh yeah. No,
you will be mentioning.
It's got to be like this. You
this
have enough
time management comment to me, like my wife waking me in the middle of the night about something she won't forget about.
A, it's a good thing that your wife doesn't listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
B, the real solution to your Solomon-esque dilemma is that you book 2 first class seats. Like, you have enough money to really fuck people over.
Our kids aren't old enough yet.
They are old enough to travel by themselves with a docent. So they're clearly old enough to sit by themselves. You book the seats at the very back of the plane, the ones that don't recline for your kids, and you get first class seats. You don't even have to listen to them yelling at each other. You just let the flight attendant handle it.
I would not do that.
Hey, literally, you can contact the airline and you can be like, "Hey, I'm going to need someone to escort my kids to the baggage claim," and you get up, you show up late.
Dude, what a fucking prima donna move!
It would be amazing. Hand your kids off to the airline.
Nah.
You get in the first class. You're on the same plane with your kids, so if something really goes wrong, you're a good parent, but also not really.
You're definitely not a good parent, man.
What? No. I think the mark of being a good parent is when I
do not have the fucking nerve or the gall to do something like that.
What's that? There's nerve and gall in that? That's good sense, man. That's smarter, not harder.
No, man. I'd rather just travel without my kids.
You want to know what smarter, not harder isn't? Is the assumption that a small amount of Benadryl crushed up in your kid's soda will actually make them sleep well.
No. I mean, listen,
I tried that. It didn't work at all.
The last time I had that happen was actually on that same trip, on the way back, fucking flying from LA, and the fucking jackass in front of me leaned his seat back, even though...
I thought you were talking about drugging someone.
No. Dude, I already had my computer open, so it was like, when he tried to lean it back, it got caught on the laptop monitor.
How insensitive of you to open up your laptop and try to do work on a flight where you're clearly supposed to be recreating and enjoying the seat coming back into your face.
Yeah, exactly.
The monitor on the back of your chair clearly pans out so that when the person in front of you does this, the TV is still up and down.
No, dude, if you recline your seat in front of me and you're trying to relax,
I know what you're going to do.
I will continually kick and shake your seat until you move it forward.
And in this case, you did that the entire flight, and he did not take the cue, right?
He did take the cue.
Oh, did he? How many hours?
It took about 25 minutes.
Right. Were you literally just doing this?
Well, so he was a taller guy. I understand. Same shit though. He's a tall guy. He's got fucking longer legs. Dude in front of him didn't recline his seat. This guy reclines the seat, and I could see as he started to fall asleep, his head would kind of turn. Every time, man, just fucking bam. Shake that shit. Grab it, just shake it a little bit.
Fire with fire.
Fucking wake up. Eventually.
The plane's crashing. Oh, no, it's the bear Jew behind me.
Dude, you know what? Listen.
Can you growl in his ear?
Even though you buy a plane ticket and it's a private enterprise, you're riding a bus in the sky. It's like being on a bus in the city. It's a public space. You're there with other people screaming kids.
So it's not weird if I rub my penis against you until I come? No, I can just stand next to you and rub
doesn't mean you get
to
sexually assault people on the plane.
It happens on the bus all the time.
I think that's more of a subway thing.
Fair
but yeah, man. I mean, same shit. The egg you should not bring stinky fucking food onto an airplane.
I was like, did you just did you just low key shortstop egg salad? You're about to be egg salad,
dude. Well, that was the original. That was what I was saying. The number 2 thing behind seat reclining is bringing stinky food like egg salad or fucking tuna fish salad or something.
What if I brought a cooktop in there and I made my own curry meal?
You would never get that shit past TSA.
What if I said I was bringing it on for religious reasons?
with the burners in the shape of Star of David.
Yeah, for sure. I just have to cook my meal. I live a very kosher fucking existence.
You can request a kosher meal for the flight, Doug.
I know, I've heard. It's such a letdown. I really want to cook curry on the flight just to bother you.
Just got your fucking your walk going.
Going. What are you doing? I'm cooking a meal to annoy Mr. Woolman here.
Thanks, Doug.
It's like those two dudes from Key and Peele, the Drax them Sclounts.
Right.
Like, maybe some terror's been coming up in here.
I could see you being the guy that like only sits in aisle seats in case you got to get up and run.
I only sit in aisle seats because then I can drink as much as I want and still go to the bathroom.
That's fair.
Also, sitting in the aisle seat is a great annoyance to me because I have a large capacity bladder, which leaves me not having to pee a lot. And everyone who ever sits inboard of me, or outboard, I guess, as it were, they are always like up, down, up, down. Like,
it's better for you, though, man, to be standing up, like moving around a little bit on the plane.
Man, I guess so. I hope that I have varicose veins earlier rather than later.
You got to put these like sleeves on your legs when you fly.
Yeah, don't want them to blow up. Can you imagine? Like, everyone says, I wear compression sleeves so my varicose veins don't blow out on the plane. And you're like really blow out? Like, they just going to pop? Or do they just, like, stick out?
I would think it's just stick out because otherwise you would see that shit. Like, there would be
It would have to
reports
happen,
of that happening, right?
Just blood squirting all
You're
over
just
the place
fucking
in a
working on your
plane.
laptop and just fucking
Get hit by a
stream of blood
blood
just squirting up into your eye from your neighbor.
Yeah, I'm not a medical professional. This podcast is going to highlight that.
Right.
What do they mean by that?
You probably have more medical training than the average person.
I do, but I don't know about varicose veins.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't call me the dentist of Jalrez for no reason.
The dentist of Jalrez.
Well, sometimes you got to help people out. You know, I got a rotten tooth. I got a pair of pliers. I got you covered, fam.
All right.
Yeah.
You really did that?
Yeah, med caps. You just take pliers and stick them in a stinky mouth and you just wiggle until the tooth pops out.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
There
man.
was a real dentist there. He was not me. At the time, I was an engineer, not qualified. Then I became a weapons guy, still not qualified for that shit. But if you have a stinky tooth and you have a headache and it's bothering you, I can provide you immediate relief.
All right, man.
No Novocaine required.
Add it to we need to put this on your business card.
Low quality, below Mexican standards dentist.
Occasional dentist.
When I worked out in the wool field, there's in West Texas, there's it's weird because it's kind of a desert culture. Like there are classy people with a lot of money that live out in Midland. Midland is actually quite a nice town, but the further you get outside of Midland, towards Odessa,
especially now, man, with all the oil field exploration.
not just now, it's always been boom bust, right? So like since the 70s.
Yeah, but I feel like the boom now has been bigger than ever before.
No. I mean, yes, but like, dude, there are palaces out there. Like somebody hit a boom. And, like, you'll go out to, like, Kermit, Texas. Like, it's the middle of fucking nowhere, right? And, like, there are mansions thrown up in Kermit right next to, like, a conglomeration of 3 trailers that are 30 years old. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand why you decided to build this Cinderella castle in the middle of the desert where, you know, but...
You can't back class, Doug.
It's true. They're very good people in general. I have no real complaints. I'm not... more specifically... You find that people become campier in more of a like California desert kind of way, independent and kitschy. So like, you get out of town and there are dudes that like have had 5 families and they really do live in like a travel trailer on like 10 acres with like all the junk of everything they've ever owned collecting on the property.
Strewn about.
Yeah. It's like they live in a junkyard. And like this old dude that I used to hang out with a lot, he wore this like real battered silver belly hat, just like a like gray felt hat, it was just all sweat stained and everything. He would like, we had no teeth. He'd had them all pulled in Mexico, and he had dentures that he would wear. And he was waiting to go back down to Mexico to get implants done because he'd heard that there was this new technology to get implants to replace all his teeth. And you know, he could just. He wouldn't have to put his dentures in and out anymore, but he would always brag about how good dental care was in Mexico and how cheap. So, like, she's like, hey, I'm going down to Mexico this weekend, boys, you know, to get some dental work done. You're like, are you getting dental work done? Or, like, are you hanging out with a senorita? I don't, like, at what point?
Is that a,
like,
you know, like
is it a euphemism? Right. I don't know. Like, are you...
A code word?
Yeah. seemed reasonably happy, but from what I know of Mexican dental care, he seemed to think that it was very quality, and I'm inclined to find out.
I hear from residents of Arizona that it's very common for people to go into Mexico for dental care. I
guess.
I am not convinced.
I mean, if I ever want to get all my teeth pulled and get a fancy pair of wooden chompers like George Washington,
yeah,
I'll go to Mexico for that.
A guy that other Nick, littler Nick, shorter Nick,
stocky Nick.
No, Nick Sinise.
Oh,
that we went to high school with.
Nicky.
He and his whole family went to Colombia,
South Carolina, or Central America.
No, Central America. For all of them to get dental surgery at the same time. Like they bargained a group price.
My wife's father, who is notoriously thrifty, he only had enough money to have 2 of Kim's impacted wisdom teeth removed by surgery. The dentist was somewhat appalled. They got into a negotiation about it where my father-in-law was like, well, can you just do 4 anyway? He's like, I only have enough for 2. And the guy's like, no, I can't. And I think as a fuck you to my negotiating father-in-law, the dentist offered to pull 3 for the price of 2, thinking that there's no possible way that this man is going to back down and not pay for all 4. Because how does that happen, right? It's like when I went to the dentist.
Well, at least pay for 3. Get 3 for 4.
Well, no, I mean
4 for 3, right?
Yeah, 4 for 3, right? I'm going to come up on this and I'm going to give you more money. No, it's a good deal. Kim literally has 1 wisdom tooth still in there and impacted.
No shit.
Yeah, and every time she goes to the dentist and gets X-rays done, they're like, "You have 5 wisdom teeth," because they're like, they see that she's had 3 pulled and still has 1. She's like, "Dude, you're a freak. You have 5 wisdom teeth. We have to get in there immediately." She's like, "Nope. That's my 4th one. I've only had 3 removed. I hate the dentist, and it's staying in there forever." And you're like, right on.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't understand it, man. 3 of them. Just get 3 out.
You should take her to Mexico.
To get her last.
Get the last one done. Take it for a test drive,
I'm
man.
going to take some life insurance out on her before we go down there.
Mexican dentist test drive.
I feel like it would look suspicious if I took life insurance out. We went to Mexico for dental surgery, and she didn't come back.
I just figured it out for you. This summer, when you guys rent your RV and drive west, just drive into Mexico. Get the
That's
wisdom
actually
teeth.
a really good idea.
Yeah, dude.
Said no one ever. The last time I saw a movie where that was happening, it was the one with Titty Twister.
Titty Twister?
No, the movie was they were going to the Titty Twister, remember? But it was Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh.
Yeah, the strip club was the Titty Twister, but they were going across the border in an RV, and then they got hijacked by Quentin Tarantino and...
vampires?
Yeah, no, they weren't vampires yet. It was Quentin Tarantino and the handsome dude with the gray hair.
Clooney.
George Clooney, which I'm sure my wife would be super excited if our RV was hijacked by George Clooney.
Every woman I know would love to get killed by vampire George Clooney.
Yeah, well, I don't think... Did he ever become a vampire in that? I don't think so. I think
Get
he
that
escaped.
crazy neck tattoo.
Yep, neck tattoo down his arm.
That was when the tribal tattoo thing was at its peak.
Yep, and then Brad Pitt did it in...
Lock,
Ocean's
Stock,
11.
or
He'd had it in Ocean's 11
it
too.
wasn't Lock, Stock. What was the second one?
Get Short, or not Get Shorty. Snatch.
Yeah,
Did he have tribal tattoos in that?
I don't know.
I don't think so. He had them in Ocean's 11.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so. Either way,
Anyway,
yeah, it would be
think you
if I
should-
said something like that to my wife, like, "Oh, it's a terrible movie," and everybody get deaded. Oh, you mean that? But George Clooney is going to hijack our RV and then rape me? Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't sound totally awful.
I'm telling you, man. Go to Mexico. Test the dental work out on Kim.
So here's the real question. Other shameless plugs. RV Americas. Do you want to give the Keysweater family a free RV to go to Mexico for dental care?
You never know who's listening.
Wife's like, we're going to use RV share and we'll start here in North Carolina and we can bring the dogs with us too. And I'm like, man, the $80 flight to Vegas to pick up an RV to then hit the national parks so that I don't have to drive all the way across America with the dogs and the 2 kids. Like, Michaela, like, super grumpy. She'll probably be reasonably happy because I think we'll probably bring her boyfriend with us. But then Scout just constantly be like, Dad, Michaela's being mean to me. I'm bored. I'm hungry. Why is my iPad not charged up? And you're like, I'm going to throw the small one out the window. It'd be so much easier to just fly to Vegas, get a rental RV, drive 3 hours somewhere. I feel like that's a better solution.
Well,
maybe the dogs will both suffer an unfortunate demise before our summer vacation, so I don't have to worry about dog care.
Right. Yeah.
I'll enter them in a jiu-jitsu league.
I'm excited for the trip for you guys, man.
Yeah. It's like as soon as I said that I had family issues that precluded me going to Bulgaria at the company, I was like, yeah, I get it. Kim immediately was like, well, I guess we're doing a family vacation in June then. And I'm like, well, that'll look good. Sorry, I bailed on this army thing I was supposed to do, and I'm going on a family vacation instead.
Dude, you're becoming Chevy Chase.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
You're going to be driving the RV with like
super hot chick with her dress pulled up and showing off her vagina.
Christy Brinkley in a fucking Ferrari.
Pulls up next. I'm like, me? You're not looking at me? Hey.
As the RV swerves off the road.
It's probably not wrong.
Scout, change that tire.
Oh, fudge. Oh, man. So, yeah, I think it'll be an interesting summer. We'll see how that goes. I'm glad that we've put the final touches on the Veterans Day Moab weekend.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
That's going to be rad, man.
Should be good.
I may drive out there for that. Although, if you guys rented a house.
We did?
Yeah. I kind of want to camp out there.
So you're more than welcome to camp out there. We're going to be doing a camping trip every night at a different location. So you could technically, the places that we've picked for the camping are within close distance to vehicle accessible places. So you could take the truck and the Moby to those places each night and camp out there and then just plus up at the house during the day.
Yeah, maybe I will do that.
I mean, it'd be fun.
Got some time to figure it out. You going to drive out there with me?
If you're driving, I haven't booked a flight yet, so sure. I mean, what else do we have going on? I'll just tell Ben to drive from Salt Lake to meet us. It'll change the timeline I submitted to Brent.
Hour by hour, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to extend it to the left 2 days for the drive, and also I'm just going to fill every hour with jerking Aron off roadhead.
Road trip dry handies.
Yeah, exactly. No spit. I'm out of it. Aron won't let me stop for a drink. He said we can only stop every time we're at a quarter of a tank. And he has a 60-gallon tank in the truck.
Dude, it's hard to actually not stop to have to piss more frequently than that.
I'm going to introduce you to this lovely concept called piss bottles.
Oh, I've done it.
Gatorade. We're going to have empty Gatorade bottles stocked in the back seat before we get going, and they'll be full by the time we get to Utah.
We could do Stadium Pals, man.
Just hook the tube in. Every time we get in, buckle up, tube up, go.
Tie off that tube and hand me a fresh canister.
Dude, I didn't even think about this. It's the you guys been kicking back on grandma's cuffs there? Like, right. No, officer. Like, oh yeah, hand me that. Totally piss bottles.
Totally. Just two Jews in the middle of nowhere.
In the Southwest, I feel like that's not even weird.
Not if you get south. Not if you get west enough.
Santa Fe to California, a couple of Jews in a 4-wheel drive vehicle. It's a Tuesday.
Cool, man. Well,
do we have more things to talk about?
No, I think we should wrap this up.
We've gotten to the bottom of the barrel, and I didn't even get the bottom of a chelada.
I do have some topics that I think I want to talk about next time. But I feel like I've been thinking a lot about movie stuff.
I like random topics. I like how we never stick to them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good.
I really am curious about your thoughts on like ranking Steven Seagal movies.
Ooh, all bad.
Yeah, but I still would want to know which
Mainly
ones.
because Andy Stumpf has pulled the veil from my eyes with Tactical Assholes account, just shitting on Steven Seagal 24/7. Cannot look at him the same anymore.
I haven't seen any of that stuff. I'll have to check it out.
His Instagram account, Tactical Asshole Actual, is basically just him shitting on movies all the time. But for the first like month that he started the account, It was nothing but him shitting on Steven Seagal to the point where Steven Seagal's account blocked him.
Really?
Yes, he can't tag him anymore because he's tagging him in every single one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. He's like, I got a cease and desist letter from Steven Seagal. They've blocked me now. He's like,
You know what? I think I saw one that he did that got shared. Charlie Sheen from Navy SEALs.
oh, I'm sure.
And he was wearing like a telemarketer headset and had like UFC fighting gloves on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, Charlie Sheen is legit. Don't fuck with that guy. He has tiger blood.
Dude, something's going on with that guy. It's like Keith Richards, man. Like Keith Richards should not be alive, right?
What is it? The cigarettes or?
I don't know. It's like he became whiskey and tobacco.
For sure.
He's like the anthropomorphization. I don't know.
That word is too big for me. We have reached.
Anthropomorphism is, I believe, the
I
correct word.
believe I have heard the word and I do not know what it means.
It is like the personal personification of a thing.
So
Represented as an individual.
I am
I'm pretty
literally.
sure.
This is a podcast with a bag full of saline that is meant to be shoved inside of a woman's vagina to clean it out.
Fair enough. Until next time.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Finish this and then throw up.